Right. Welcome to the Leicester City Women's Supporters Club show. This week we've got the amazing Ashleigh Plumptre with me. You right, Ash?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. And it's good to have you on. We had you on last season, but you seem to have been doing a lot of stuff since then.
Yeah, yes, I have.
So kind of recap where we were. Obviously, WSL secured for another season. What was that like as a player?
Yeah, huge relief. Huge relief. I think there was a lot of pressure on us all season. I think the pressure I put on myself was ultimately I didn't want to get, the hard work that went into trying to get us promoted. I want to be able to experience being in the WSL as long as possible. So, and especially for the supporters, obviously we want to perform and make sure that we can keep getting fans back. Obviously it's a new realm for us in a sense, like being in the WSL we're now in the second season and we have to make sure that we're there to compete. But it was a ride, that's for sure. But something that I'm glad I went through. I think it's good for just to have that in my career, to know that I've had to go through a relegation battle and the emotions that come with it and how to ultimately stay in it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think as a fan, it was quite a strange relegation battle because I think we spoke before Christmas and we weren't playing badly. We just weren't getting results and maybe conceding late on and not taking our chances. So it was kind of a strange one from a fan's point of view because of how well we were playing.
Yeah, 100%. That's okay. Yeah, no, I agree. I guess even coming to this season so far, it's kind of been the same thing. Like, I actually feel like we're playing at times even better football this year. You can see we're creating more chances, and I think overall than we did last year. And I guess from being a defender, from my point of view, it's obviously it helps having the experience of being in the WSL for a season already. I know what to expect now. And I think you can see that from how we performed in the first couple of games. I just think, yeah, it's been tough to take recently, like some of the results last year. But I do think there's a better air of confidence about us now. We know we can compete. It's just the fine margins that we really need to get a hold of, and we have a group of players that want to be able to, they understand that and want to compete to get the results. Like you can always see after games how distraught people are because it means something to us all, and we put in everything we can.
Yeah, and I think we could see that at the end of last season, and I think it was big, like I say, a big relief to you as well as us that we were playing the WSL again. So obviously the season finished. Nigeria, you went to the African Women's Cup of Nations. What was that like as a player? Because is that your first tournament with Nigeria?
Yeah, my first major tournament as a senior player. So it was a big deal for me and my family. Something that when I first joined Nigeria, it was something that I had my eyes set on. And it was, I was away for about five weeks. We were in Nigeria for a week first, then went out to Morocco, and I was in Morocco for a month. So the longest time I've been away, obviously I went to America, but being away as a professional was the longest time I've been away, and really enjoyed the experience of playing in that tournament. I mean, Morocco did really well at making the tournament as good as they could. I mean, there was some honestly huge turnouts. I think it was the most I've ever played in front of when we played Morocco, especially. We played Morocco in the semi-final, and unfortunately lost on penalties. But the loudest stadium I've been in, I think it was about 45,500, which is huge anyway. But especially for me, I was like, I've never played in front of that many people. But and the game itself, there were so many twists and turns in that tournament. But that game, we actually went down to 9 players. It went to extra time. We saw it out till extra time, 1-1. And then we saw out the 30 minutes till penalties. And I genuinely thought we were going to win it. I just had this feeling. I knew that we would see it out until till penalties. It was just, obviously it's the luck of the draw at that point, but qualified for the World Cup, which again was the first thing we wanted to achieve. Obviously we wanted to win the whole tournament, and I think for our standards we know we could have done a lot better. I think we were disappointed with some of our performances, but we've been lucky enough to play against some of the top teams this year: Canada, the US, and now just Japan last week. So and we've competed well with all teams, and that's with, sometimes like the Japan trip was really short. I got there like two days before the game. Some players turned up a day before the game, so that doesn't really help when it comes to preparation. But in terms of that, like, we competed with Japan and lost on a free kick and a penalty. So I love playing with Nigeria. They have the spirit of the team, the fight. Like, I know it's kind of cliche, but those players genuinely would die on the pitch if they had to, and I love being a part of that. So real privilege, and I'm enjoying it. I'm just hoping, we get more prep time before the World Cup, and some of these players who I play alongside, they get the exposure that they deserve, that I'm probably lucky to have compared to them being in the WSL. Some of them still play Nigeria, some play in Europe, and I'm just love playing with them. So I hope I'm excited for them all to be exposed on the world stage, because they're a very talented team. I'm lucky to play alongside them, that's for sure.
That's great, and I've always been an admirer of their kits as well. I keep saying to Joe, I need a kit to add to my wall connection.
I'll get you one of those, don't you worry.
Oh, thanks. The kits are phenomenal. I think it's one of the best international kits I've seen for a long time.
Yeah, obviously I'm biased, but I agree.
So you've been to some great places. What's it like playing in that heat of Morocco? Was it difficult?
Yeah, do you know what, it was really hot in the day, but we were lucky that we played, like, all the games were scheduled for the evening, so it wasn't as hot, but it was just really humid. And the humidity gets me because I sweat a lot. I sweat so easily, so I'm like drenched all the time. I always have, at halftime I have to change my top because it's so soaked. But that's something in itself. I think I've had to get used to that going to Nigeria, because Nigeria is also very hot, but it's like a dry heat. And then even when we played in Ivory Coast, it was just as hot, but really humid. I struggle with the humidity over everything, but just consume a lot of water and push through.
That's good to hear that you've taken on lots of fluids. With regards to all the places you've been, do you actually get any downtime to see these places? Because Japan is probably one of the places I'd love to go to, but do you actually get time to go and see things?
Usually no, not really. Which is a shame, because but I think a couple of us, especially like there's a couple of American born players on the team, and they're always up for like going out and exploring, and I'm for that too. Like, for me, I just enjoy experiencing different cultures. So I was only in Japan from Monday till Friday, but really I got there on the Tuesday and left Friday morning, so I wasn't there for very long at all. But there was one time when we got there that we got to like leave the hotel and just have a walk around, and we weren't in, so I flew to Tokyo, but then I had another flight from Tokyo to, I think it was Osaka, and we played our game in Kobe, so it wasn't as busy, but still, like, it was nice to go. Like, it was super peaceful. Everybody was really polite. It was very clean, very efficient, and I guess there's a bit too much information, but every toilet is like a bidet. Every toilet. Right? I mean, like, if that was the case here, I would love it. But yeah, it's just great. I really, really enjoyed Japan. I would love to go back.
Let's hope you get a chance. We tried to watch the Japan game, but some of the streams were not very good quality. So I might get this completely wrong. Did you take a free kick that hit the bar?
Yeah, I did. I thought, why not? I thought, do you know what? I've tried it before. When I went to Nigeria, we, like, anybody can take free kicks and stuff. And in training, I've actually been okay at them. And then there was a time we played, I think it was the Ivory Coast game. And I said to one of my teammates, Rash, I was like, just set me and I'm going to strike it. She was like, okay. But she set it to a point where like she passed it and then I couldn't even get to it. So I'm like, okay, we're going to have to work on that. So I said to Sonia, the girl who actually rolled the ball to me, I was like, I just need you to roll it with the sole of your foot. Don't pass it. Just do a little sole roll. And I'm just going to, she's like, you're going to strike it? I'm like, yeah. Because it was like right before half time. Like, why not? But yeah, it didn't go in, but it was fun to take. I'm never normally on free kicks. I'm normally in the box somewhere. So it was fun.
But it turned out to be a phenomenal free kick that hit the bar. So our next question is going to be, is there any plans to take any Leicester free kicks soon?
Do you know what? I think it's going to be pretty difficult to step in the place of Gemma or Tash. But you know what? If I feel it, I'm sure they'll allow me to step up. So hopefully I have the same feeling I did playing against Japan. Who knows?
Well, if you can strike a ball like that at Leicester, I think all the fans will be overjoyed to see it.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I can replicate a Tash strike, but we'll see.
So following on from Nigeria, have you actually chanced to have a break? Because it seems like you finished with Nigeria, and then we're into the season.
Yeah, that's how it feels to me. I mean, even when I do have a bit of like rest time, I'm not very good at just doing nothing, which I need to be better at. No, I just feel like I've just carried on going, really. But it's been good for me. I obviously got back in today, and the doctor was like, "So how are you?" Everybody's asking, "How are you? Like, are you jet lagged?" And I actually was given a couple of days off when I got back to recover from jet lag and everything, and it served me so well. Like I was forced to rest, and now I feel fresh and ready to go. So I'm just looking forward to get back in the swing of things, really. Feel like I'm in a good place. So yeah, I'm good.
That's great to hear. Someone that's from Leicester, and it's been remarked on the Supporters Club in quite a few conversations we've had. How does it feel seeing your picture above the fan store?
You know what? For the longest time, I didn't actually see it myself. People just sent me pictures of it, and that was it, really. But my mum actually sent me a picture of my little brother went to the fan store not long ago and had a picture underneath it, which was that to me is really nice. Like my siblings having having their sister to be proud of in a sense. So that was cool. It wasn't something I didn't know I was going to be up there. And also I keep saying to people, and other people say it to me, like, I don't think it really looks like me. Like, I don't know what I was doing on the day, because normally I look like this. It was a bit rough after training, but no, it's cool. Obviously just whether it's me or anybody, just have the representation of the women's team on the front of King Power is huge. So I guess it's good.
I think from a fan point of view, I think you hit the nail on the head there. It's huge that now the women's are involved at the fan store. We see shirts all the time, and there's so many Plumptre shirts we see on a weekly basis. And I think it's great to see that them crowds are growing and growing of what we established last season. And it's great to see that the retail side of things are kind of on board with that as well now.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, initially it was the Euros kicking all of this off. So obviously it's been said in a lot of places all over the media that it's the most important part is to follow that up in the right way. And if you make everything almost like equitable to the men, and putting us in the same light as the men's team, and we are treated the exact same, I mean, that's a huge step in itself. But we follow that up with making sure we perform, making sure we can bring fans back to games, making sure that the fans can come and have a team to watch that is passionate and care about performing well to bring the fans back. So I'm not just saying this, like we say this before games a lot about trying to perform so that we can have fans come back, because it is huge for us. So we have a responsibility to make sure not only we play well, but we promote the game, not just ourselves, but the women's game in general, and keep having fans and young kids coming to games. It's huge.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think as part of the supporters club, we have received numerous requests of how do you get tickets, how do you go away, etc. So I think the Euros has helped us, and it's just kind of cementing them fans. And every fan that we saw at the last few games absolutely loves it, because I think you all give 100%. We might not be getting the results we want at the minute, but every single person on that pitch gives 100%, and I think as a fan, that's great to see.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually nice to know.
That's okay. So we've had a few new players come in. What kind of things do you do to integrate them into the Foxes family? Because you're all quite a close Foxes family together, and do they integrate quite easily, or is there something special you do with them? And
besides initiation, which isn't really initiation, but everybody has to sing at least one point. So we had a trip away at WAC2 in the Lake District in pre-season. So everybody had to sing then, but I still feel like they need to do it again, because they did it all together as a group, and that doesn't really count. You have to be put under the spotlight and be made fun of individually. But everybody, yeah, all the girls that have come in, they're all super professional. They've been good additions for us. They're good people. A mix of like young players and experienced players, which has also been good for us. And yeah, they've slotted in really, really well. Having a mix of like English based, but also internationals. You know, obviously we have Erin from America, we've got CJ, New Zealand, and obviously Wales and things not too far away. But just having that as well culturally is good for us.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think last season we looked good, but this season we look even better. I know we haven't got the results so far, but every area of the pitch looks a lot more improved and a lot more together than it was last season. And I think this season is going to be quite a big season for us. We just need to get that first win under our belt, and then it will start coming.
Yeah. Yep. Couldn't have said it better myself.
And we're all expecting you to take a free kick soon.
No pressure.
None whatsoever. So what's the mood like in the camp currently? Because I know you're not getting the wins, but you are playing really, really well.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. We're not we're not worried. I said this after Everton. I was obviously we're upset about it and it's hard. But I said to the girls, I'm just like, it's nothing. The season is long. I'm not worried because we have the performances. We are competing, and it's just sometimes this is how football is. Just luck doesn't always fall to you, and the more that we're competing in games and doing as much as we can to get the results, I just have faith that it will come. I really do. So, like even the bigger teams now, like we're obviously playing Man City on Sunday. It's not really, they're not teams that we necessarily fear. I think I'll be honest, there were teams that we feared coming in last season. There were some, like for some players who haven't had the experience, you know, it's daunting to play against some of these top sides. But we feel like we can take our game to anybody. We respect all opponents and everything, but we need to make sure that we can, because we've shown that we can play. We need to make sure that we continue to do that no matter the opposition. And I think it will fare as well. I really do.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there seems to be a little more aggression this season. Last season, as a fan, it seemed like we sat back some games where we probably should have been a bit more aggressive. Whereas that back seems to have stopped, and it's quite an aggressive attacking play now, which is great to see as a fan because it's quite exciting.
Yeah.
And it just seems to be going a lot better this season than last season. So I think as a fan, keep playing the way you're playing, and then results will start to come.
Yeah.
Which takes on Sunday. Apparently, I've got a car full going up to Manchester. So there's a few of us going. What are your views on the game? Anyone that you think we probably need to look out for?
Yeah, obviously Man City haven't had the start they've wanted either. But you can't discredit some of the individuals they have on the team. I mean, the ones that have been there for a while, the attacking threats of, well, just their front line in general. I don't really have to pick out individuals. They all have something that we have to be aware of. They've obviously got new players in, again, with a lot of experience elsewhere. I'll be honest, I don't really know a lot about some of the new players. I played against Dana. I'm going to pronounce her last name wrong, so I'm not going to say her last name. Castellan. I can't remember her last name. But I played against her in college. She was at Florida State when I was at USC. And she was a very good player there. Technically very gifted. But another game that we'll prepare exactly the same for. And we'll all be really excited. I think coming back after internationals, especially with obviously the games that are happening tonight for some of my teammates, you know, like Wales and Scotland playing tonight, they'll come back all guns blazing. And yeah, we're excited to have them back. So it'll be a good game. It will be a good game, and I'm excited to go up there again. And I actually quite like going up to Man City. I like their pitch. I like obviously competing against the best, and even the likes. I know Ellen White is not playing anymore, but I love being up against Ellen White and Bunny Shaw when she came on. Being up against number 9s like that have different types of quality. I mean, I like to be physical anyway, so being up against Bunny Shaw is fun for me because it's a challenge, because she's also very physically strong. So yeah, it'll be a good test.
I think it'll be a great game. Man City seems to be leaking a lot of goals, so I think it's probably prime opportunity to take the sword to them and get an early goal for us. I saw yesterday that you were referred to it in an interview as the Nigerian Shield.
The Nigerian Shield. What was this? What was this interview? What did I say?
There was some kind of, I think it was some kind of fan talk that I was watching, and someone referred to you on it as the Nigerian Shield.
Oh, they referred to me as that. Oh, yeah. Gosh. Oh, but do you know what? Some of the fans, the Nigerian fans, have some crazy names for me, but it's all very endearing. So I appreciate all of the, yeah. I've had some crazy ones actually, but yeah. Well, let's hope the shield is there on the weekend.
One thing you playing for Nigeria has brought is we have got a lot of Nigerian fans join the supporters club. So thanks for that. And they're all. It's really great to talk to them because they're all really passionate,
extremely
about the game.
Yeah, they are. I mean, even being with Nigeria, my first game, I was flooded with messages, and like, obviously social media can bring a lot of things, but honestly, the majority were all really encouraging. And football, you have to remember, like, football in Africa, but specifically Nigeria, is arguably the most watched game. Like, I know we're such a footballing country here, but Nigerians live for their national team, both the men and the women. I mean, when I played against Ivory Coast when I was in Nigeria, the fans were unbelievable. I mean, they're loud, they're passionate. They're just as passionate, if not more, than us as players, which is that's another huge thing that I love about playing for them. It's like I always say in every interview, like, I have to play for something bigger than me, a bigger purpose, and they definitely provide that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know that family's quite big to you as well, and their fans and the players all seem like that one close family as well.
Yeah. I mean, our under 17s are at the World Cup in India. I think they'd lost to Germany 2-1 today, but even for the youth age groups, like, the fans will follow under 17s all the way up to seniors. I mean, even when we were in Japan, we had 3, 4, actually, I think about 5 under 20 players with us. And and most of them played against Japan. So there's definitely the transition through the national teams that with Nigeria is really good, and also the fans following of every age group is brilliant as well.
That's good to hear then. So obviously we've got the World Cup. You must be very excited to be playing there.
Yeah, honestly,
Soph has got...
yeah. I know we've qualified, but I think because we still have a couple of camps before. It's yeah, it hasn't really settled in yet.
I think Soph's playing tonight for Scotland. If they win that, I think they're at the World Cup as well. That'd be quite fun coming up against each other.
Yeah, for sure. I found out yesterday. I think the draw for the World Cup is the 22nd of October, so it's relatively soon. That'll be exciting. I would love to go up against especially current teammates. I mean, Carrie messaged me yesterday and asked if we could do a shirt swap, which I've never done before, but I've always wanted to. And I left one of my shirts in a locker today, so waiting for her to get another goal for Wales and hopefully have one of her shirts soon.
That'd be good. You can also teach her how to take free kicks.
You're really harping on the free kicks. You're scaring me. I feel the pressure to have to do it again.
And I was talking to Joe earlier, and Joe was like, she has to take free kicks. So moving on, we did a section called Teammates now, which is basically about you and your teammates. It's getting to know you and your teammates a bit better.
Okay.
We did this with Soph. I think a lot of your answers may be the same. So we found out when you go away, you room with Soph. Is that still the case?
Yeah, she was my roommate last year. The last away trip that we were on, I was with Erin. So I don't know if it will still stay the same. But...
and Soph told us that you do like to dance wherever possible.
Oh no! Yeah, you know what's crazy is that at Leicester, I will dance and I'll feel okay about it, but I'm not very good. But like with Nigeria, they are so good that I never dance when I'm with my Nigerian teammates because I'm so awful compared to them.
I remember your initiation for Nigeria. That was quite fun.
Oh, yeah. I have not watched that video back.
Maybe you should.
No, thanks.
That could be part of your next goal celebration.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that would be an embarrassment.
Okay, so which two players would you want to be your phone a friend on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh, great question. I'm going to say Carrie is one. Carrie and I have such deep conversations. They're great. And I feel like but the thing is, actually, no, sorry, scrap Carrie. Because Carrie would take too long. I'll probably go CJ, and who else knows a lot? Aileen. She's gonna be lucky I said that, but yeah, Aileen and CJ. Oh, that's a good one.
I think so said Aileen as well.
So
who is the best trainer at the club? So who's there first to training, always trains longer than anyone else?
CJ's always there really early. So is Carrie though. And Carrie and Connie have this thing where they're always the first one kicking a ball about when we get on the pitch. And when we finish, they're always doing extras or something. So I'm going to say either CJ or Carrie.
Okay. Who is the practical joker?
Oh, I've got a few of them. I'm going to say George Broham. She is very funny.
Talking of which, did we ever get to the bottom of where your socks went last season?
We didn't, but we got new pairs and I don't wash them at football anymore. I take them home.
So they don't
just
go
so
missing.
that no one can steal them. Yeah.
I just thought, are things still going missing? Because if they're not, it might be a player that's left.
Oh, great thinking. Do you know what? That's true. I've not actually had anything taken this time. Yeah.
You might have found one. Who's the grumpy one?
Ooh. That's scary because nobody wants to be the grumpy one. Grumpy. Oh, this is so fun. So I'm trying to do a good answer here. Who's grumpy? I'm gonna say Tash. We don't really have that many grumpy people, to be honest, but
is there not anybody that doesn't like early starts and things like that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Tash. I'll say Abs as well. Abs won't remind me saying her. Early start. No one's really that grumpy, but yeah, I'll say Tash or Abby.
Is there anybody that's got their phone attached to them all the time when they're not training?
Demi Vance. New Demi, not Demi Lamborn. I'm going to say Dem or maybe Tash as well. Yeah. Oh, but I'm going to go number 1 is Demi. Since she's come in, I see her on the phone all the time. And her phone actually went off in our meeting today, so that's a good one to pick.
And what's your one funny story that you can tell us about your teammates?
Ooh. Oh, okay. Let me think. CJ has to have one, surely. She has so many stupid things happen to her. Funny. Oh God, I can't think. Something happened today in training that was kind of funny. Oh, okay, I'll use this one because this happened today. So we did this passing pattern, and I played the ball to Aileen, and it hit a cone, and it hit the cone and bounced up and whacked her in the face. So that was kind of funny. Yeah.
Did she find it funny?
She did. Yeah, thank goodness she did. Yeah.
On behalf of the supporters club, Ash, it's been amazing having you on again. We look forward to seeing you on Sunday, and also back at the King Power.
Cool. Thanks
for joining us, Ash, and I'll let you get home.
Brilliant. Thanks. Sorry, it's getting dark in my car. Thanks, James.